The story begins with Yoo Soo-min, a very intelligent boy whose only focus in life is studying. Because of this, he does not have any close friends. On the other hand, there is his classmate Young-bin, who is also smart but has a very active social life. He has many friends, goes to parties, and enjoys himself, but he can never compete with Soo-min in studies. Young-bin was also once known as a school bully. Making fun of weaker students used to be his habit. One day his attention goes to Soo-min. He thinks Soo-min looks simple and calm, so it will be easy to make fun of him. But Soo-min is not someone who bows down easily. Instead, he looks directly into Young-bin's eyes and tells him to be careful. This hurts Young-bin's ego, and he is about to hit Soo-min. But at that moment the baseball team enters the ground. They are looking for a boy named Suho because their captain's girlfriend has taken interest in him. The captain accuses Suho of flirting with her, but Suho simply replies that she is the one chasing him. Hearing this, the captain gets angry, but Suho responds with action. He fights the entire team alone and defeats them easily, as if he is some kind of action hero. After the fight, he picks up Soo-min's fallen belongings and apologizes politely. He looks tough, yet he behaves with respect. It is later revealed that Soo-min's father was a great athlete and his mother is very intelligent, but they are divorced now. Soo-min lives with his father and studies hard to make his mother proud. The next day he arrives at school early and finds Suho sleeping there. That day they have their physical training class, and Young-bin throws Soo-min's uniform into the trash bin, forcing him to run in his regular class clothes. This is where Soo-min's trouble begins. Young-bin and his friends laugh at him, but Suho steps in again and tells them that none of them are athletes either. Because of Suho's strong body and attitude, no one dares to argue. Soo-min now realizes that these same boys hid his uniform. He goes straight to them and tells them to stop this behavior. But one of Young-bin's friends grabs him by the collar and tries to scare him. The special thing about Soo-min is that no matter how tense the situation gets, he never lowers his eyes. Luckily, a teacher arrives just then and the situation cools down. Some time later, Soo-min is busy studying in his room when someone knocks at the door. He opens it and finds Suho standing there. Suho is now working as a delivery boy and has come to Soo-min's house by mistake, but he walks inside without hesitation and asks for water. The next day a new student joins the school. His name is Beom-suk, and he is the son of a powerful politician. On the very first day, Young-bin and his friends try to impress him, but they are sitting on Soo-min's seat. Soo-min arrives and clearly tells them to empty the seat. Young-bin sees this as an opportunity to hit Soo-min, but once again Suho intervenes and tells everyone to be quiet because he wants to sleep. All of them return to their places silently. In the evening, Young-bin is partying in a disco with his friends. They have now decided that making fun of Soo-min or scaring him is not enough. They want to attack his strongest point, his studies. Their new plan is to give him drugs to ruin his exam so that his confidence breaks. Young-bin gets some drugs from his cousin and forces Beom-suk to help them. They threaten him that if he does not help, he will face the same bullying he suffered in his previous school. Out of fear, Beom-suk sticks a fentanyl patch on Soo-min's body during the exam. Soo-min begins to feel dizzy. He tries to stay conscious and shake himself awake, but by the time the exam ends, the damage is done. When he looks at his answer sheet, he notices just one mistake. Only one, but that was enough for him. He feels shocked from inside, and anger rises in him. He goes straight to Young-bin. What happens next is intense. The calm, studious Soo-min beats Young-bin badly. His friends stand silently, too stunned to react. Suho arrives and tries to stop him, telling him that it is enough, but Soo-min is still filled with anger. He says Young-bin has not learned anything and gets ready to fight Suho too. But Suho is the strongest fighter in the class. He stops Soo-min easily. A teacher arrives and ends the situation there. The result of this fight is that Young-bin's nose breaks, and his mother comes to the school demanding Soo-min's expulsion. But Soo-min calmly says that her son brought drugs to school and asks who should really be expelled, then presents the evidence. Hearing this, the mother becomes silent, realizing that the situation could turn against them, so she withdraws her complaint. The next day, Young-bin's friends want revenge. They challenge Soo-min to fight after school, but Soo-min says there is no need to wait and tells them to settle it immediately. They all go to the bathroom, and Soo-min locks the door. But this time, he has no intention of fighting. His plan is to psychologically scare them so much that none of them will ever dare to stand against him again. The plan works, and his image in the class becomes that of a quiet but clever hero. Meanwhile, in the hospital, Young-bin calls his cousin. He wants to hire him to teach Si-yoon a lesson. On the other side, Si-yoon and Suho start becoming close. First they fought, then they talked, and now they are spending more time together. Rumors spread around the school that the two have become best friends. Beom-suk also wants to get close to Si-yoon, but Si-yoon tells him clearly not to pretend to be his friend. When they leave school, Young-bin is already waiting with a few thugs. They kidnap Si-yoon and take him to an isolated place to beat him. Beom-suk sees this and runs to inform Suho. Suho refuses at first, saying he does not want to get involved, but Beom-suk offers him money. Suho agrees, and they both head out to help Si-yoon. By this time, the attack on Si-yoon has already begun, but he is smart enough to turn the situation in his favor. He uses a strategy that works, and he tricks the attackers one by one. But Young-bin's cousin, who is genuinely strong, gets up again and prepares for a dangerous attack. Young-bin is now completely out of control. His next target is Si-yoon's hands. He wants to break them so that Si-yoon can never write or study again. At that exact moment, Suho appears like a hero. He tells the thugs that this has gone too far, but Young-bin's cousin refuses to listen. A direct clash begins between Suho and the cousin. Both are strong fighters, but Suho's level is higher. The other thugs are beating Si-yoon too, but Beom-suk arrives there and helps him. When Young-bin's cousin sees that everyone is standing against him, he gives up and says the fight is over and walks away, leaving Young-bin behind. Si-yoon, who is calm and sensible from inside, tells him that this is enough and that he should stop everything and forget it. After the fight ends, Si-yoon, Suho, and Beom-suk become friends. Suho says that because the fight made him late for work, both of them will now have to help him with his job. The three of them start working together at a small store and later sit down for dinner. Beom-suk apologizes to Si-yoon, and Si-yoon forgives him without any complaint. Suho feeds Si-yoon with his own hands during the meal, and for the first time, Si-yoon truly feels the meaning of friendship. But the story takes a new turn. The thugs who attacked Si-yoon were actually being controlled by a much bigger mafia leader. People call him Psycho. He intentionally broke the hand of one of his own men so that he could use it as an excuse to demand compensation of 15 lakh rupees from Si-yoon and his friends. Now it is no longer just a fight, but a situation of extortion. The next morning, all three friends meet to relax, but Si-yoon cannot stay without studying, so he gets ready to leave. Suho suggests making a bet to see who is better. Si-yoon laughs and leaves for home. On the way, he meets the sister of the thug who had hit him earlier. She stops him and asks him to come eat with her. She tells him she likes rough guys. Si-yoon does not understand much, but spends a good time. The next day, Young-bin comes to school to collect his belongings. Before leaving, he asks Si-yoon to come with him to the parking lot, so he can declare that the fentanyl was not his. Si-yoon agrees, not knowing it is a trap. In the parking lot, the gang leader is already waiting. He says they beat Young-bin, and now they must pay 15 lakh. If they do not, their lives will be in danger. If they cannot arrange money, they will have to take a loan, and when they cannot repay it, they will be forced to work for him for life. This was the gang's real method: trap people in debt and use them. For the next few days, the gang keeps following Si-yoon and his friends. Si-yoon gets frustrated and talks to his new female friend, who explains everything about the gang. She warns him that dealing with the boss means bringing trouble upon himself. She advises him to pay the money and stay away from this dangerous man. Meanwhile, Beom-suk, now ready to do anything for his friends, steals his father's watch and sells it to arrange the 15 lakh. But is paying the money really the solution? Si-yoon has reached the final stage of his planning. When Beom-suk arranges the money, the friends decide they should not pay. Instead, they should call the police and end the gang once and for all, because once they pay, the gang will never leave them alone. Si-yoon reveals that he has located all the evidence in the gang leader's house, and they only need to take the police there. The mission begins with Suho. He will go to the criminal's house first and try to convince him by pitching his fake betting app idea to gain trust. They begin the plan immediately. Suho tells the leader that he knows everything about his betting operations and has brought him a big offer, turning the entire school into a gambling center. The criminal is happy with the idea and is ready to recruit Suho into his gang. The girl who is friends with Si-yoon sends the correct location so that she can bring the police there. But Beom-suk feels the whole plan is too dangerous. Out of fear, he takes the money and goes directly to the gang to end everything, not knowing that it is already too late. When Suho reaches the gang's hideout, the leader becomes suspicious and attacks Suho from behind. He checks Suho's phone and discovers that Si-yoon is bringing the police. He immediately orders his men to burn all evidence and prepare to escape. At the same time, Beom-suk arrives with the money, but now the money is useless. All their lives are in danger. When Si-yoon arrives with the police, the place is empty. The police think it is all a waste of time and start leaving angrily. But Si-yoon does not give up. He enters the house, but there is no evidence left. Then he gets a call from his friend. She informs him that everyone is heading to the real boss and sends the location. She warns that if the police do not arrive in time, their lives will be at risk. Si-yoon rushes out again, and at that moment Youngbin's cousin confronts the criminal boss and tells him that enough is enough, and this should end. But the boss, without wasting time, start beating him brutally. Yoongi steps in and tells them to stop, but the boss has completely lost his mind. He orders his men to kill Yoongi, and he doesn't stop there. He tells the youngest boy to kill both Kajin and Yoongi because he is a minor and won't go to jail. Then he prepares to kill Kajin as well. But Kajin stands up and challenges him to a final fight, saying that if he wins, he will become the new boss. The fight begins raw, brutal, and deadly. When the criminal starts losing, he pulls out a knife and slashes Kajin. Yoongi finally loses her patience. She grabs a knife and threatens the gangster, but the boss was a cunning predator. He snatches the knife from her and is about to attack when police sirens sound outside. Si-yoon enters dramatically and says the police have arrived and everyone should run. He frees Suho and Byong, and as everyone tries to leave, they realize Si-yoon has tricked them. The police weren't real. It was only a fake alarm to scare them. But now the fight breaks out again. A fierce battle begins, and Kajin tries to protect his injured friends and escape. At that moment, real police arrive and fire a warning shot that stops everything. But the crazy boss refuses to give up. He grabs a boy as a shield and runs. Si-yoon knows that if the gang leader escapes, he will return for revenge, so he chases him. When Si-yoon catches him, he tries to fight, but the leader is extremely strong. Luckily, Suho arrives and tries to convince the leader to surrender to the police. He refuses, and a violent clash begins between all three. Suho is strong, but the leader is faster and more cunning. He almost kills Suho, but Si-yoon gets back up, and together they take him down. Meanwhile, Kajin surrenders to the police so the others can escape safely. By night, the police gather all evidence against the entire gang and arrest every member. Si-yoon and his friends also go to the police station and give their statements. But surprisingly, the police let them go without calling their guardians. The only condition was that they must not tell anyone about what happened. This was because Byum-suk's father, a powerful political leader, used his influence to cover everything up. Then the story takes a new turn. Byum-kok visits the criminal in custody, and the criminal's secretary tells him that his father has ordered him to take revenge. But when the secretary tries to teach him how to kill, Byum-kok can't do it. He feels dizzy and leaves the room. At the hospital, Si-yoon and his friend visit Suho. Suho says he's fine and will be discharged the next day. The girl tells Si-yoon that she is dating him, so Suho should stop staring too much. But Suho simply says nothing like that is happening. When Si-yoon returns home, no one is there, so he goes back to the hospital with food for Suho and the others. Suho is nervous and says Si-yoon is scaring him because no one is usually that nice. Si-yoon just smiles. Meanwhile, Byong's condition keeps getting worse. He is being beaten mercilessly because the truth is that the politician was never his real father. He only adopted him for political image, and now he is treating him worse than an animal. The next day at school, Mkok's popularity suddenly rises because everyone thinks he helped catch the criminals. But when his friends tell him about Yoongi, he starts feeling like she is slowly replacing him. When he checks Suho's Instagram, he gets jealous. Soon he learns that Suho's birthday is coming, and Yoongi is planning a party for him. Byong says there is no need for any celebration. As days pass, he feels Yoongi is taking his friends away from him. When they go to karaoke, he tries too hard to get everyone's attention, but it backfires. There he meets old classmates who used to bully him. Out of fear, he runs away. When he returns to his friends, he gets angry at Yoongi, thinking she deliberately told those bullies where he was. He is even ready to attack her, but the others support Yoongi. This makes him even angrier, And at that moment, the bullies show up again. This time they want to take BM-kok away. Siyun stands firm and tells them to get lost and leave him alone. The next day, Byong is extremely irritated and wants to take out his anger on anyone. But the boys in class are not scared because the real strong one is Suho. Still, Byong threatens to beat everyone. Suj tries to calm him down, but instead, they start arguing. For the next 2 days, Byung-sik doesn't come to school, and his friends get worried. Siyun and the others go to his house. BM-kok is shocked but secretly happy that his friends came for him. When they ask why he is behaving like this, he breaks down and tells them that he was bullied badly at his previous school, and he couldn't do anything because his father told him not to create trouble. Suho tells him to call those bullies, and Suho will make them apologize. At the karaoke place, the bullies refuse to apologize and threaten him again. But Suho steps forward and forces them to apologize. But BM-kok doesn't want an apology. He wants revenge. He wants to beat them himself. Siyun and the others say this is going too far. BM-kok completely loses control. Suho pulls him outside, and they argue fiercely. Byong says they were never friends, and then offers Suho money to beat up the bully instead. This enrages Suho, and he attacks him. Siyun has to step in to stop the fight. After this, BM-kok leaves alone. A little later, bullies from his old school start following him. But this time, he runs into some classmates who actually defend him. They not only support him, but also help him fight the bullies. After this, they include him in their group and take him to a disco to party. BM-kok buys drinks for everyone, and they start respecting him more. They follow each other on Instagram, and BM-kok feels these are his real friends. The next day, he comes to class drunk. When Siyun asks what happened, he ignores him and goes with his new friends. Later, Siyun and Suho confront him, but he says they never treated him like a real friend, so now he won't treat them like one either. Then he goes to another party, where he meets Yongbin, who says they can be friends now because they have a common enemy. When Siyun leaves school, his brother picks him up and takes him to work so they can spend time together. Siyun worries that BM-kok's new friends are using him, but Suho says that actually, BM-kok is using them to feel popular. The next day, BM-kok even changes his seat. Siyun threatens his new friends not to use him, but Suho says you can't help someone who doesn't want help. Later at lunch, the new bullies try to cut the line. Suho tells everyone to line up, and they obey, everyone except BM-kok. He believes he is above everyone. Suho has no choice and slaps him. This makes BM-kok desperate for revenge, but deep inside he knows he is too weak to face Suho. So he and his new friends make a plan. They hire Yongbin's friend, who is about to become a professional fighter. They pay him 1 million won to teach Suho a lesson. But there is a problem. Suho has already defeated that fighter before. To give the fighter an advantage, BM-kok and his friends cut the brakes on Suho's bike, so he gets injured and won't be able to fight properly. Suho understands who is behind it, but doesn't want to stress Siyun, so he pretends he doesn't know. Time passes, and Suho's birthday arrives, the day BM-kok and his friends plan to attack him. BM-kok calls Suho, but Suho has already blocked him. So he calls Yongi and says he wants to make peace with everyone and give Suho a gift. He needs her help. Yongi, who wants everyone to be friends again, believes him and agrees. But in reality, it's a trap. A message is sent to Suho, but Siyun sees it first. He deletes it and tells Suho to eat calmly while he handles the situation. Siyun analyzes the area and plans an escape strategy. He goes to the gang the message targeted, whom Suho was expecting. Byong hesitates briefly, telling Siyun to leave, but Yongbin refuses to let him go. Siyun runs, using his strategy to evade many of the thugs, but their numbers overwhelm him. Still, using his mind and strength, Siyun defeats many of them. Then the professional fighter arrives. Everyone hides as he shows his true power, easily knocking Siyun to the ground. When Yongbin steps forward to attack, Byong stops him, saying it's not his problem. But Yongbin insists Byong must pick a side, and Byong silently watches as Siyun is beaten in front of everyone. During the beating, Yongi calls the police. As the police arrive, all the gang members flee. Siyun, badly injured, regains consciousness. Yongi begins to explain everything to the police, but Siyun stops her, saying nothing. He calls Byong and assures him he won't turn him in, ending the conflict, for now. The next day, Siyun's father asks how he got his injuries. Siyun lies, saying he fell down the stairs. His father, worried, decides to transfer him to another school. Suho is concerned because Seyun, the smartest student, hasn't come to school for 2 days. He visits Seyun's house, but no one answers, increasing his worry. The next day, Suho tells Byong's friends they must pay for the repair of his bike. Frightened, they comply. Suho catches them and forces them to confess everything. Once he knows the full truth, he goes to Yoongi to ask where Seyun is. She says he's been discharged from the hospital, but warns not to do anything reckless. Seyun endured everything to prevent another fight. Suho visits Seyun at home. Seyun acts normal, pretending nothing happened. But Suho had come to say goodbye because he had decided to face the gang that night. Meanwhile, Byong contacts his fighter and orders him to attack Suho. Yoongi calls Seyun, telling him that Suho knows everything and is now in danger. Seyun abandons his studies to find his friend. Suho and Byong face off. Suho apologizes, saying he never intended to hurt Byong with his words and asks him to apologize to Seyun. Byong refuses, saying he doesn't need to apologize, a response he had once been told by his bullies. Suho, enraged, punches him. The fighter jumps in, and a fierce battle begins in the ring. Both are strong, but Byong's fighter is nearly professional and Suho is still injured. Suho fights with all his strength and knocks him down. As Suho prepares a finishing move, a thug kicks him from behind, injuring him. Byong climbs into the ring and strikes Suho's head, and the rest of the gang joins in, severely beating him. Just then, Byong's secretary arrives and stops them. Suho's life hangs by a thread. Seeing this, Byong breaks down, wanting to call an ambulance, but his secretary drags him away. Later, they return, claiming the gang is fully responsible. That night, Byong's father tells him to prepare to leave the country and stay home until then. The next morning, Seyun goes to school but notices everything is strange. Suho is in a coma, and Byong's fighter had attacked him. Seyun feels guilty and spends the entire day by his friend's side. Yoongi tells him to go home since exams are still ongoing, but for Seyun, studying has lost all meaning. Revenge is the only goal. The next day, Seyun goes to Yongbin's school and attacks him, demanding the fighter's location. Yongbin, terrified, reveals everything, including a video of Suho being beaten. Yoongi arrives and calls Byong a coward. Byong blames her, saying she caused the situation. Seyun arrives at the gym where the fighter trains, planning a silent attack. But the fighter's reflexes are extraordinary, easily dodging Seyun and mocking him. Seyun, determined to avenge his friend, uses the techniques his brother taught him. The fighter initially overpowers him, but Seyun's intelligence wins the battle. He finally brings the fighter down. Begging for mercy, the fighter receives none. Seyun breaks his ankle, ending not only his leg but also his professional career. Meanwhile, Byong's father arrives at the school to ensure no one speaks against him. Corrupt teachers obey his orders. Suddenly, Seyun storms the classroom with a fire extinguisher, taking out all the gang members one by one. He confronts Byong, saying, "This happened because of you." Byong quietly admits it, and Seyun spares him, knowing guilt is punishment enough. When teachers intervene, Seyun smashes glass with his bare fist, warning them to stay out of his way. Exhausted, Seyun goes to Suho, sleeps beside him, and apologizes in tears. Suho smiles and tells him it's not his fault. Later, Byong is sent abroad, and Yoongi disappears, regretting everything. Byong's father attempts to punish Seyun by blaming him for all events, but Seyun has video evidence. Forced to relent, Byong's father allows Seyun to transfer to a new school in a new city, a fresh start. The new school, Jeondon Post School, feels more like an underground fight club than a regular school. On the first day, the atmosphere is tense. A student challenges Seyun to a fight, and Seyun, ready and determined to avenge his friend, accepts. With this, Season 1 ends here. Subscribe to stay updated for the Season 2 recap.